Hello teachers, my name is Teacher Stephanie from Teaching Stephanie on Instagram, and today we are going to talk all about how to pass your interview with VIPKID. On my channel, you will find videos all about how to balance motherhood and teaching. Today, I'm going to talk to you all about the interview process with VIPKID, how to pass your interview, and the options you have. Okay, so hopefully you've submitted your application, you have gone on and they've said, yes, we want to interview you. The interview is a very important part because the score that you get helps to determine your pay. It is part of the algorithm they use to determine your class-based pay. So really prepare. There are 3 options in the interview process. One is the SMART interview. Second is a live interview, and the third is a recorded interview. Okay, so the first option, the SMART interview, all you're going to do is download the Teacher app. You will review some videos on ESL teaching techniques. Then you will take a 5-question quiz and then record yourself teaching 1 slide from your phone. Super easy and really quick. Okay, option 2 and 3 are going to be very similar. The only difference being on option 2, you're doing it live via video chat, and option 3, it's recorded. They will send you a lesson with a certain amount of slides that you will need to prepare to teach. You will have 10 minutes to teach that lesson. You will schedule a time online to do the live face-to-face version, or you can schedule a time to do the recorded version. Either way, you have a set amount of time to be in the classroom. The only difference is that with the live person, you can kind of interact. So when you ask a question, they will say something back. In the recorded version, you will just kind of have to pretend for that. For example, how are you? It might be a little awkward. Nobody's over there. Maybe you answered in your head. None of these options is going to give you a better score than the other. None of them are going to help your chances more than the other. Just pick the best one that's right for you. My recommendation would be to choose the SMART demo because it is the easiest. But that wasn't an option when I was in the application process, so I did the recorded option because I was a little bit scared to teach with somebody face-to-face. Don't worry about it. Just practice and prepare. Okay, let's talk about the 10 tips that you can use to pass your interview. Number 1, be happy. Have a smile on the whole time. Your cheeks should hurt at the end of the lesson because you'll be doing this the whole time. Have a lot of movement. Are you ready? Be creative. Little pops and little movements can add so much more personality than reading the slides. Have fun with it. It's supposed to be a fun class. Number 2.
Speak slowly.
I have a hard time with that in my videos because I want to give you a lot of information really fast. But when I'm teaching, I speak very slowly and enunciate my words. Okay, here's a little practice. I'm going to show you my introduction. I've pasted out so that it takes 30 seconds every single time. Hello, what is your name? Hello, Landon. My name is Teacher Stephanie. Nice to meet you. How are you? Happy? I'm happy to see you. Are you ready? Let's go. Okay, notice how I paused, I listened for the answer, and I talked very slowly. Make sure to pace those words out. Enunciate. Don't mumble. Tip number 3, use simple language. Okay, we are English teachers, so be sure to use correct grammar, but also be sure you're using simple language. We don't want to use what they call incidental language, which is just words that aren't necessary to convey meaning. Okay, here's a bad example. This is the letter A. The letter A says ah, ah. Can you make that sound? Where is the letter A? This is an apple. I like to eat apples. A is for apple. Apple starts with the letter A. Okay, everything I said there was grammatically correct. I was teaching the right sound. That was on the lesson, but I used so much incidental language. Okay, here's a good example. Look! A! Yes! A! Good job! Ah, ah, ah. Apple! Apple! A! Apple! A! Apple! A is for apple! Good job! Okay, so do you see how the words I was using in the good example are clear and direct? Most of my sentences aren't longer than maybe 4 words, most of them 3 words. Clear, precise language. We don't want any words we don't need in there. Okay, let's talk about props. Now, you don't need to go out and spend a lot of money, get tons of props just for this demo lesson. You can use a whiteboard. Works great. This can be anything you need it to be. Another thing you can do is get a piece of paper and draw your props on there. That will work great. Another tip you can do is, if you have children like myself, go raid their closet. Don't worry about going out and finding a bunch of props yet. Okay, I would say to have at least one 2D prop and then have a 3D prop as well. A ball, stars, play food, a puppet, any of those things will work. And then the other thing you will want is a reward system. Make sure you have something you can do to give them a reward. You get a star! You gave Dino a snack! Okay, tip number 5, use TPR. What is TPR? TPR stands for Total Physical Response. That means move your body, move your face. It's a nonverbal communication? A nonverbal communication to convey more meaning to your students. This will help you in using your simple language to also convey meaning. It's kind of like charades. You're explaining the words through movement. Okay, let's practice. Try to use your body to explain this phrase. Can you circle the 1? Yes! Good job! Okay, I want you to pause the video and practice this right now. That is TPR. Everything I was saying, I was reinforcing with movements. All right, tip number 6, model. Modeling goes along a little bit with TPR, but you want to use the practice that is commonly known in teaching strategies as I do, we do, you do. Here's an example that I use all the time in my real life classroom when I'm teaching the letters A and B. Say A, B. Now I expect them to start saying it with me. A, B, A, B, and now the gradual release comes. Yes! They're saying it now by themselves. They love that part. So I do, we do, you do. Gradual release with modeling what they need to do. Okay, and tip number 7 is the student output needs to be 70% and 30% coming from the teacher. We want them talking most of the time. So that goes along with that gradual release. I want them to be doing most of the talking during that exercise. So I start out and I give them a little, and then at the end, they're saying lots of words. So remember, gradual release. I'm talking a little bit, we're doing it together, then they're talking. Okay, the 8th thing you need to know when teaching with VIPKID is that they want you to use synthetic phonics. I will leave 2 videos that I recommend down in the description box of this video so that you can go check that out. But synthetic phonics uses the exact sound that you want the letter to make without any other sounds in between. So for example, M. We don't say ma. It's going to be m. So when we're reading the word mat, we don't say ma, a, t. See all those different sounds? We say and that's how they want you to teach the students, with just the precise exact sounds. Okay, now you'll need a background and good lighting. I will leave my links below on everything I use, but basically I use 2 garage clip-on lamps that hang above my ceiling. I'm in an unfinished basement, so I had to come up with some creative lighting. And then I also have a ring light so that my face is nice and bright. You don't want to have any shadows coming across either way. And then have a background. Get some maps. You can hang up flashcards. Okay, the 3 things I want you to do when you're creating your background: have it be professional, have it be educational, have it showcase your name or personality. Okay, tip number 10. This one's super easy, but a lot of people forget because they have this pressure to pass the interview, to do well in the interview. But remember, have fun. Have so much fun. At the end, go, oh, that was great. At the end of teaching, I am pumped for the day. I love teaching my students in the morning because I get so excited after teaching them. We have a lot of fun. Give them a great lesson, and do this when you're teaching the interview to showcase that you are going to have fun as a teacher. You're going to create this environment in your classroom that will be both engaging and educational. Okay, now for your homework. Now I want you to go and practice each of these things. Go back through the video if you need to. If you are applying to VIPKID and you don't have a coach, before you do your demo, I would love to be your coach. I would love to mentor you through this application process and on to teaching to make you the most successful teacher you can be. I will leave my application link below if you have not started the application process. If you have started the application process and you're about to do your demo, I would be honored if you chose me to be your coach by putting in my code, which is Steph0013. Do you like my TPR? Got it down. Got it. And as my hero, Mr. Rogers, says, let's make the most of this beautiful day. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye. My recommendation, sorry. Blah, blah, blah. Ping.